The Queen's cousin Prince Michael of Kent is to return one of the Kremlin's highest honors in protest at the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Prince Michael, who has spent much of the past 30 years doing business in Russia and has faced accusations that he was selling privileged access to Vladimir Putin's regime, is returning the Order of Friendship he received from then-Russian President Dmitry Medvedev in 2009. The prince, who is related to the last Tsar Nicholas II through his late grandmother, Grand Duchess Elena Vladimirovna of Russia, is patron of the Russo-British Chamber of Commerce and has been under intense pressure to cut his ties with leading business figures linked to Putin's regime after the invasion of Ukraine. He declined to say whether he would continue to do business in Russia but confirmed he would be returning the Order of Friendship, a prestigious award also given to such luminaries as former UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon, ex-Archbishop of Canterbury Rowan Williams, Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich, former Canadian Prime Minister Jean Chrétien and MI6 double agent George Blake. A spokesman for the prince, whose father was a younger brother of King George VI, said, "I can confirm that Prince Michael of Kent is returning his Russian Order of Friendship. There will be no further comment," he said. His efforts to distance himself from the Putin regime came after he was covertly filmed by Channel 4's Dispatches and the Sunday Times last year at a business meeting at which prospective clients were told he could be hired for £10,000 a day to make representations to the Russian leadership. His price for giving his royal endorsement in a recorded speech with his Kensington Palace home as a backdrop was $200,000, £158,000. The prince's friend and business partner of 30 years, the Marquis of Reading, told undercover reporters at the meeting that the Queen's cousin was able to take advantage of his role as Her Majesty's unofficial ambassador to Russia to gain access to the Putinistas, the decision-makers in the Kremlin. But later a statement issued on behalf of the prince said he had not been in contact with Putin or his office for almost 18 years. It added, "Lord Reading is a good friend who, in trying to help, made suggestions that Prince Michael would not have wanted, or been able, to fulfill." Prince Michael, 79, occasionally undertakes engagements on behalf of the Queen abroad but is not officially a working member of the royal family and does not receive any taxpayer funding. His main focus is his business consultancy. But the Queen has given him honorary military appointments and he is regularly invited to state banquets, where there are useful business contacts to be made. The Queen has shown her support for the people of Ukraine by making a generous donation to a relief appeal set up by 15 British charities. But aide said any further action would be on the advice of her Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. It is a far cry from 1994 when the Queen and Prince Philip went to Russia on a state visit at the invitation of President Boris Yeltsin after the collapse of communism. They hosted Putin and his then-wife Lyudmila on a return state visit to Britain in 2003, the first by a Russian leader since 1874, before he subverted democracy and turned himself into a dictator. At a Buckingham Palace state banquet then, the Queen told Putin, "We support your efforts to create a modern, prosperous and dynamic state, and we look forward to working with you on this and on many international questions on the basis of our shared values." Now her family are openly supporting Ukraine's struggle to repel Putin's troops. Prince Charles, the Duchess of Cornwall, and the Duke of Cambridge have all spoken out in support of the people of Ukraine. But Camilla's nephew, Ben Elliot, who is a co-chair of the Conservative Party, is under pressure over his company Quintessentially's work for Russian oligarchs and the Tories' acceptance of £2 million in donations from wealthy Russians. Many of Britain's biggest companies have joined a Western boycott of Russia.